I think that waste, fraud, abuse will be on the table for everything.
Mandatory spending, that's your entitlement programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and then things like Social Security.
Unfortunately for the American people, the Republican Party is in charge. So that means that we are going to lose a whole heck of a lot, because that's what they do. They steal from the American people. They take from us. And what do they do with the money when they have it? They give it to the richest people on the planet. And of course, they fund the industrial war complex with hundreds of billions of dollars and now even over $1 trillion, which Donald Trump wants, by the way. He wants a $1.5 trillion budget for the Defense Department, which is an astronomical figure that would be on top of the already astronomical $1 trillion budget that we have right now. But you see, in order to do that, they're going to have to make even more cuts. We already have seen a whole bunch of people lose all kinds of benefits that we pay for, by the way, through our taxes. But what do Republicans call that? They call that entitlements, as if it's just free, as if money didn't come out of our checks for our entire lives and it's just being given to us. That's not the way it happens. We all pay taxes, a lot more taxes now that Donald Trump is in office, and we can thank him for our higher taxes because of those two gigantic bills, the one in 2017 that made the richest people on the planet even richer, and then again in 2025 with the big beautiful betrayal that cut out so many things that Americans need, and their goal is to do it even more. Now I know that MAGA's in my comments right now defending this, telling everybody that I'm lying, except it's all true. We've already done seen it all happen. It's going to continue to happen to them as well. Whether they want to admit to it or not, it doesn't matter. But guess what? There's even more that's going to come. And I've got two ways that I'm going to show you this. This is Kevin Hassett on CNBC talking about those upcoming cuts that are on the table. And what does he say? It's all on the table. You can't make this up.
Are you afraid to actually talk about Medicaid reform?
We're not afraid to talk about anything. And the thing that was sort of another thing that happened, Joe, yesterday was that we had our first big meeting of the White House, and the Speaker of the House and the Majority Leader and the Chairman of the Finance Committee and Chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. And we started to put together a roadmap for what the next stage of reconciliation and then ultimately the big tax bill is going to look like. And so there was a lot of interesting conversation between the two. It was very collegial. I think some members of the House wanted to talk about those matters. I think that waste, fraud, abuse will be on the table for everything. And I think that there's probably that in every single program.
Every single program is on the table, which means more cuts are coming. On top of the already devastating cuts that they already have done, it's the Republican way. Also, that the richest people on the planet can save more money for themselves. Did you hear him mention waste, fraud, and abuse again? You gotta love the fact that they just keep on talking about this. There was $0 saved from Doge when they went after originally waste, fraud, and abuse. And there will be zero that they do this time as well. What they're doing when they make the cuts is they're cutting it from people that actually deserve it, need it, and paid for it, and are eligible. And if that's not enough, here's Mike Johnson talking about it, and their plans to cut it all, or at least attempt to, next year.
Been doing all that, and then we're going to lead up to what we have to do and address the largest spending items. The reason we're in trouble is because over 74% of federal spending is on autopilot. Mandatory spending, that's your entitlement programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and then things like Social Security. They have to be adjusted and fixed. We have a plan to do that next year, and it's critical because we're at 40 trillion plus.
I love the fact that he says that we're at 40 trillion plus, as if that's anybody else's fault except for the Republicans. Every single Republican administration, going all the way back to the 1980s, has been nothing but a spending spree and tax cuts for the richest people on the planet, expanding our deficits, which then in turn massively expands our debt, which is now $40 trillion. That's right. And it is literally 100% because of Republicans. All they do is give tax cuts to the richest people on the planet, which is where all the money is. So when you keep on taking money from where you're supposed to be getting it from, and you just keep on giving it to those people and not taking it in for things that you need to spend on, well then guess what? Debt grows. And that's the Republican way. So you can expect for them to continue to destroy our country until we get them the out of here in November, which is exactly what this channel is for. We're ending MAGA. If you made it to the end of the video, that means you're pro-democracy. Hit the like button and subscribe on your way out, and I will see you next time.